Hello, it's time for another devotion. This one is desperation. Desperation, according to Oxford Dictionary, is a state of despair, typically one which results in a rash or extreme behavior. And we do see this a lot in the world. We see people who are willing to steal in order to feed their families, sometimes willing to sell themselves in order to get more drugs, or somebody just willing to do anything to have somebody love them. That's despair. That's just somebody wanting to do extreme crazy behaviors just to get something that they want. There are some great examples of this in the Bible. I want to look at Pharaoh. When Moses had told Pharaoh to let his people go, and they went through the 10 plagues, Pharaoh finally let all the people go because he got tired. His son was dead. He was just like, go, get out of my face. But of course, he had a change of heart and he wanted back what he had let go. And out of desperation, he went and followed. He made an extreme rash decision, went and followed the people instead of letting them go, and ended up losing his life as well as the life of his army. So out of his rash and desperation, he ended up destroying more than what he ever gained back. And King Saul did the same thing. He was unwilling to give up his throne to the now anointed King David, and he was willing to try to do anything he could to kill David. And so instead of killing David, his own life was lost, and most of his family was lost due to his inability and his rash and extreme behavior to go to war with David just so he wouldn't have to give up his throne. So desperation can cause us to do some crazy things. And sometimes God's telling you, hey, it's time to let something go, or it's time to stop that. But out of your desperation, you're going to have a rasher behavior or an extreme behavior that's going to cause you to seek after what it is that you've been told to let go of, or, hey, we need to let that go by the wayside. And because of your extreme behavior, you're going to get some consequences to your actions that may not be what you want in the end. But I also want to talk about the other side of desperation. There's a desperation where you have like loss of hope. There may be a loss of hope in this world. There's nothing in this world that you want, but you're desperate for God. You're desperate for the word. You're desperate wanting to seek God's face. And let me tell you, that desperation will be rewarded and blessed. I want you to look at Jacob. Jacob was on his way to go see Esau. Remember, he had stolen Esau's birthright, and he was probably going to be killed by Esau, or could have been killed by Esau. So he sent his family across the river, and he stayed on the other side. And he just needed some alone time. But he ended up running into what we know of as an angel. And all night long, he wrestled with this person. And he would not let go. To me, that is desperation, knowing I'm about to go somewhere and I'm probably going to be killed or reprimanded for stealing the birthright of my brother. I am desperate for anything. So he was fought all night long, said, I am not going to let you go until you bless me. And he was blessed by the angel. That was his desperation. He was desperate for it. And he's like, I'm not going to let go. I'm going to hold on to it. And I look at this as the same way as the woman with the issue of blood. She had lost all hope. I mean, for 12 years, she had this issue. She had spent all of her money going to doctors, going to everyone else, and that was it. She was done for. There was nothing else that can be done for her. And so out of pure desperation, she was not supposed to be out in public because she was unclean. She wasn't supposed to touch anybody. She was unclean. She was supposed to be holed up somewhere. But she was desperate, and she didn't care. Her desperation caused her to go out, push her way through a crowd just to touch the hem of the garment of Jesus to be healed. Are you desperate enough for God to seek him and to reach for that hem of his garment? Because that is your faith. But by hopelessness in the world, by pushing all that said, the world can't give me anything. It's not there for me. It's all is lost. But I know somebody who can give me the hope and life and the living blood, which is Jesus Christ. Are you desperate for him? Are you seeking him? That's where your desperation needs to be. All right. Remember, try to like, share, comment. This gets this out to more people. I do have my YouTube channel that you can just click on and subscribe. Till next time, love you guys.